myself in my position, baby, show me you can be alright. They was beefing now, I thought I'm kissing, they know I ain't dealing with the drama. So you know, go, you got the right to me, it's go, niggas try to block me.
Yo, part 2. Wait,
Part two.
First things first. Toast to a good show.
Oh yeah, yes, definitely
good
so.
Man. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't just leave you off with that one show. We had to.
We couldn't leave y'all in suspense, everybody.
We had to come back.
We couldn't do y'all like a season finale a week before. Had to get an extra week before the finale.
You know, so we had to bring you with part 2.
Oh yeah.
Immediately,
ASAP.
man. So, brother, man, I'm gonna just keep it deep because we was going deep.
Oh yeah.
What's your key to making money?
Whew. You know, I've never been asked that question before, ever.
But before you answer that, right? I want you to think about that kid, right? And right before he's about to get locked up, he's out there in the streets running the worst of the worst that society classifies as. But you know there's some good in him. You know what I mean? But he don't know because his mom's fucked up, his dad's fucked up, his aunt's fucked up, his uncle's fucked up, his grandparents is fucked up. He don't know no other way. So when I ask you what's the key to making money, imagine you're talking to that young child that's like, you know what, man? I'm failing in school anyway.
It's funny you say that because I didn't want to. I think it's layers. I think it starts with. I think parenting has a lot to do with it. Mm-hmm. You know, being taught and understanding the value of $1 instead of just getting it and spending. Because let's just say for me, for once, and I think with any family, especially black family, like when it came to finances and stuff, if you had a question, because you know kids are just naturally curious anyway. Mm-hmm. So let's just say you're able to see the checkbook or something and ask, you know, what's that? Then why are we negative here? Why are we negative that? You know, the first instinct, mind your own business. Don't stay out of grown folks' business. Mm-hmm. Like when that's shit that's literally everyday life type shit that they need to be taught. Because it not only teaches you responsibility, it teaches you how to manage, and it also teaches you how to appreciate $1. So let's just say my granddaddy, for instance, before he passed away.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
No, you good. Before he passed away, I know he said he sent his daughter and somebody else. I can't remember if it was both his daughters to go to the bank to handle his finances and stuff for him. Right? That man had over $100,000, and this is back in the 90s. He had over $100,000 saved up. My granddaddy couldn't read. My granddaddy didn't have no education. Nothing. All he knew how to do was work hard. But nobody ever taught him about investing. You know, how to do things, you know, to generate more income. Now, my granddad was a natural born hustler. He knew it. My granddad worked 3 or 4 jobs. Like, there'll be times he'd go to work, he'll leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would see him at 5 o'clock just for him to come home, take a bath, and then go to his private duty case. And I wouldn't see him no more. So my granddaddy genuinely knew how to make money, and I lived with my granddaddy and my grandma. But they never taught me. Now, it's like 4 siblings. But I lived with my grandparents. Long fucked up story. But anyways, that's another story for another day. Okay. Another millennium maybe. But we're on this topic now. But my granddaddy never taught me how to appreciate $1. Neither did my grandma. You know, neither did really anybody in my family. All they said was save. Like they never talked about multiple revenue streams. So I know my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy D-Rail. He's always talking to me, talking about, yo, Cal. He said, I'm trying to make this money, yo. He always has new ideas on how he wants to make money. Like what he'll do, he'll buy stuff in the stores and resell it for shit, $50 to $100 more. He profits off of that shit. Like he goes on Facebook Marketplace. Like he just is multiple streams of revenue out there. And it's just like if you see a product or a service Like, that's honestly your blueprint, especially if it's something you're interested in. Now, you got to think, how the fuck can I make this product or service better that'll benefit me? You know, like, this company is doing this, that, and the other, but what are they doing differently? Like, let's just say, for instance, one of the reasons I like going to Chick-fil-A a lot is because I love their customer service, and they're quick. And they say, my pleasure. So, you know, stuff like that will make me get there. You'll get my business all day, every day of the motherfucking week.
You know what? That's probably why I like going there.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, everything else is closer. And it's just like a general, like, yo, you know what? It's nice
Right.
meeting you.
Yeah, and then, you know, even at McDonald's, like, I stopped going there since I started eating right. But sometimes you'll get some of the most rudest people ever. You know, they don't speak to you. You know, you'll ask them how they having a good day. Just give you your food. And that's it. And then another thing, too, like at Starbucks. I'm not a coffee drinker. But again, service is one of the reasons I come back and I give my money. Because, you know, I've noticed at Starbucks lately now, they'll genuinely have a conversation with you, a 30-second conversation. How's your day going? What do you have planned for the rest of the day? And, like, just stuff like that, I'm like, okay. They are genuinely asking me this, and this one woman, particularly at Starbucks, she remembers me. And every time I go there, she'll ask me like, "Is the traffic heavy today? What are you doing today? Like, you told me this was happened the other day. Did this happen?" So it's stuff like that I appreciate. But I'm jumped off topic, but it's you can go to flipping houses, you know, reselling items, you know, just researching. Honestly, I think that's another way to, you know, find out what multiple revenue streams are out there. Like, it's just you gotta find it.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, just researching and honestly talking to people who are in that field. You know, just picking their minds. You don't necessarily have to tell them what you're planning on doing, but just picking their mind. You know, like just understanding how, you know, a business-minded type person works on how to make money and stuff. But and just I think setting goals for yourself too, you know, is an effective way to make more money and have effective income streams coming in. Because you think about it, your regular salary alone ain't gonna suffice for you in the long run. So you want to do stuff. I feel like just your regular salary. Okay, you're looking at me like, well, what do you mean? So I don't think the way the world is now, I don't think your 401k enough alone is enough to, let's just say you retire at 65. I don't think that's enough alone to, you know, maybe it is, I don't know, but I just think with the average person, you know, just of having let's just say at the end you retire and you wind up with just say $200-300 in your 401k. The way the world is now with inflation and shit, that shit ain't gonna last no time. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you invest your money, you know, look for other ways to generate income. Because I think another thing with the black families, I'm jumping guns now, is generational wealth. That's one of the areas where we struggle at too.
I think, you know what, and I'm about to jump off something, right?
Okay.
See, there's a part of me that's like, now that making money is easy, right? Why is there a collapse of the dollar now? Like, yo, you couldn't give me 5 years, you couldn't give me 10 years before you collapsed the dollar.
Yeah,
like that's like, and I don't know, and I don't think we take that seriously. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like that part, you're right with the 401k. You know what I mean? Because I would tell a kid that's 18 years old.
Oh, invest now.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, listen, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I worked jobs where these guys was making $5 an hour, and they're about to retire. Their house is paid off, and they got $500,000 in their 401k and $2 million in their pension.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That right there is like, you know, I would tell that to a young kid. I'm like, yo, you gotta be careful. It's not guaranteed because the collapse of a dollar, and I don't know how to prepare for that. I do believe that it's going to destroy individuality. Does that make sense?
Explain, elaborate.
Like, you know, okay. Cost of living is
those are ridiculous. It's like you can't even honestly, you struggle now with a 6-figure income. Honestly,
you know, exactly. It's like, yo, hey, I made 6 figures. I should be able to go to fucking Puerto Rico, Miami, and still be 3 months ahead of my rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now it's like, hey, I make 6 figures. I go to Puerto Rico, Miami, and I gotta work overtime because now I gotta hurry up and catch up on just to be a month ahead of my bills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, so like, but like, what I would tell a person is just not to fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would say, hey, listen, man, you don't want to be the fault of your own destruction.
Yeah. You don't want to be the victim of your own demise.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I learned that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you don't want to ever stop yourself from getting money unless it's an issue of morals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, you don't want to chase every dollar because you should.
No, because all money ain't good money. And then what I mean about all money isn't good money, because you could be so focused on generating money and making money, and let's just say you forget the important things in life, like family and spending time with your kids and things like that. That's what I mean by bad money.
Guilty.
Very guilty. But yeah, like, I feel like that's the bad money, especially if it starts affecting your living situation, like your housing situation, like if you're married or you're in a long-term relationship and things just start going bad because you're just like, I don't know, I always feel like people who are just chasing after money, I feel like one or two things: they have a fear of being broke, or they just, you know, they never want to struggle or see or have their loved ones see them struggle, because, you know, coming up and stuff, they knew what it was like to struggle, and they don't want to see their family go through the same thing. So those are my reasons why people, you know, do what they do, especially when it comes to that.
I think that they try to front. You know what I mean? Like, I met several women that I thought had it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I finally got it now. We can play the game. Let's play the game. You know, where you want to go, what you want to do. I'm on that level, and I got assets. You know what I mean? I watched them chicken out. I watched them pick petty fights when it came time to like cough up things and stuff like that. But like, you know, hey, you know, and then I, you know, me being understanding, and, you know, say, hey, what's the real problem? College debt. You know what I mean? What's the real problem? Hey, yo, babysitting costs this much. No, I can't find a babysitter. I can't do this. I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and even like, you know, I know a friend that got a fancy car, and then like, you know, I'm like, okay, we could play. Like, I said, I could play now. Let's play. Yo, man, my car is in the shop. It's like $4,000. So like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I understand. You know, we can still go out though, but like we just can't go out to do that shit. And so I kind of agree with the cost of living, because like, you know, we are supposed, and it's fucked up that you can make over $80,000 a year. Let me speak on me. You know what I mean? You can make over $80,000 5 years straight, 4 years straight, and you can say, hey, yo, you know what? I can't. I have to do overtime to put a new engine in my car. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, instead of saying, hey, yo, I made $80,000 4 years straight. What the fuck? Am I worried about? I shouldn't have to worry about. Fuck. Yeah. And I do believe that, like, you know, me personally, I outside looking in of myself and other people that do make that money, I don't think we spend it right.
No, we. It's funny you say that, because I was getting ready to say, the more money, like, let's just say like you said, $80,000. $80,000, I think, is a pretty decent salary. But yet, it plays in your mind. You get to a point, what can I do to make more money? Okay, I'm at 80 now. I want to get to 90. And then once you get to 90, okay, I get to 90. Now I want to get to 100. But then everything else in between, the more Biggie said it best. The more money you make, the more problems you cause, which is for real. You generate more bills. You just everything just comes to, I think that's just an outlier that comes with making more money. You're gonna get more. The more problems you make, the more bills you generate. It's a gift and a curse. And
I feel like you gotta make the money. And not enjoy
let the money make you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, like you can not enjoy it. Like But
you have to you cannot make the money, and I think that's one thing that my granddaddy, he made all the money, but he never really enjoyed it because he just didn't want to be broke because him and his mom were poor, so they never had money to do anything.
Let me ask you, what happened if it was your granddaddy? He said, he grew up poor from him and his mom. He said, I'm gonna make this money to now we don't have kids, so we don't have this issue, but I'm gonna make this money, and so my kids would never have to suffer like I suffered. You know what I mean? And to him, that's his happiness. And so we might see your granddad and be like, Grandpa Johnson, listen, when's the last time you went to a strip club?
Yeah.
Strip club. I don't care about a strip club. My daughter's in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So strip club? What do you mean? My grandkids they got everything they want. You know what I mean? They got. You see what I gave them for Christmas? Yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? And that's his level of happiness. You know what I mean? So I try, me personally, I try not to look at people like that. You know what I mean? And say, hey, you didn't enjoy your money. Because at times when I was in a relationship and I was just a workaholic, the biggest joy was watching, the people I was taking care of live off the fruits of my labor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to take the burden ever off of being a man. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, now somehow, some way we escape the matrix. You know what I mean? We don't have to say, oh man, you know what? I gotta make sure my son goes to Harvard. Nope. Let me start paying. Let me take this extra $2,000 that I was used for going to take a flight and do whatever. I'm gonna put this $2,000 extra, and I'm gonna use it to start sending money to Harvard, so they can accept my son and even though my son's only 6 years old at this time, but that's how you gotta do it to get the written formula for your child. But we don't know that because we suffer from generational curses.
I believe in generational curses.
You know what I mean?
I believe in that.
And it's like how we, because I do look at it like, how are we setting up the next generation to win?
And it all goes back to generational wealth, what we were talking about. Many families, especially, I hate to say it, keep saying it again, amongst the black community, we don't have that generational wealth to pass on to the next generation, and the next generation. I honestly couldn't name 5 black families with generational wealth other than pro athletes. That's it.
I'm glad you said teach, and then you said, and then you corrected yourself and said half, because I do believe that. I do believe that when it comes to that, as more I'm studying history and I'm reading about ancient, I'm like, we was never allowed to have. You know what I mean? Generational wealth. So I don't attack black people for being poor.
No, it's not an attack on them. It's just, I don't want to get into that topic, but it goes back. It goes back a long centuries, man. Centuries and centuries. Shit, you could almost say it could go back to slavery time, as we didn't have anything.
I learned that we did. And then it's and even that was taken away. So, you know what I mean? I learned that, And then I'm like, wow, I'm reading and I'm doing research of, this naval base that used to be owned by a black person that caught trespassing, and he got held. And I'm like, yo, wait, what? And this is like in the 1940s and 50s, and it's like, yo, wait, we wasn't allowed to have, because imagine.
You know what?
And so I try this, like, I understand the gripe. Cause it's like, what are we fighting for if they're going to take it away? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if that makes any if that makes any sense, it's like, yo, cause like, and it's proven. You know what I mean? How come when this lady dies, my neighbor dies, and she dies, their health insurance is honored, but if this person died, they only got $30,000. And as a black person, they were so happy with that $30,000 life insurance policy that you did not know that was a $300,000 life insurance policy, and you just accepted the $30,000
because all you saw was it because you probably ain't ever had that much money in your life before.
And it's like, yo, I don't blame people for being poor. You know what I mean? I don't blame people for not having skills, right? I do look at, and I feel like we're getting too deep.
No, keep going.
Oh man, I do look at, like, and it's like, I don't have a son to say, yo, listen, man, you are built to lose. This world is designed to make you lose. So you really have to have that me against the world mentality. But there's so much beauty, so you gotta know when to smile, when to laugh, and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You gotta know when and it doesn't matter if a black woman, white woman, Spanish woman, you gotta learn you gotta go through that trial and tribulation of how to master that woman. I know when to put your foot down. You gotta know when to give a hug. You know what I mean? That's very important. Like, women need hugs nowadays. Look at the average New York chick. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
The average New York chick. And let me stay corrected just to backtrack for a second.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. With generational wealth, like, if you never have listened to Black or seen anything on Black Wall Street from back in Tulsa, Oklahoma, look that up, because that gives you honestly the roadmap and the platform on what Black generational wealth was. Because they in Tulsa, they pretty much set the platform because they were millionaires. Like the first in Tulsa, they had millionaires that owned planes. They had their own private jets. Mm-hmm. There were doctors, lawyers, farmers, barbers. They had their own block with just black-owned businesses where money just generated within the black community. It went through, I think they said it went through the black community 36 times before it even went outside of the black community. That's how much money circulated around. So I guess my thing is knowing that Black Wall Street was, knowing that there was black generational wealth. Why is it that in modern day time we can't duplicate? Why can't we duplicate the success they had back then now? Like,
because they look at our blueprint and destroy it. Like, I just had a conversation about that, right? And I was telling, it was funny because I went to Baltimore. And it was just a little spot, and you sometimes you hear women like, yo, broke nigga this, broke nigga that, broke nigga this, broke nigga that, and it's like, yo, I don't care that your homeboy is broke. I just want to enjoy a drink today. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't want to look. You're just like this. Like, god damn, I don't want to hear your fucking problems. I don't want to hear about your broke ass man and shit. I just want to have a good drink and enjoy my drink and not worry about any bitching or complaining.
So like, So for some reason, I call it asshole mode, right? Because there was a couple of them, and I'm just like, wait. First of all, I'm not from around here, right? Second of all, let me tell you something right now. You would never. And I told her I had to be real. I said you would never be rich a day in your life. You
initiated conversation.
No.
I was going to say you asking for World War III.
Yo, never trust a big butt in a smile. But like I bought her a drink. You know what I mean? And broke this, that, broke this. And I'm like, yo, you know how you buy the prettiest chick a drink?
Oh, okay. So you bought her a drink and she started talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like so I'm like, I got this because she's with her friends. I'm fresh. You know what I mean? I got this. Watch this. I got this. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I got this. Watch this. You know what I mean? And she went asshole mode. And then she turned me into an asshole. So then I was like, you know what, man? I done paid for 3 women drinks. Fuck it. I'm going to have to say it. Hey, yo, you know what? None of y'all or none of your kids will ever see both. I'm letting you know that now. Alright? I'm a teacher. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Teachers are broke. That's
teachers don't get paid.
Yeah.
They don't get paid.
I'm like, yo, okay, now I get it. Now you're 28 years old, but I'm gonna give you a dose of reality. So, lady, I'm in my 40s. Okay, just enjoy the blackness right now. All right. So then I had to explain to this woman, right? And I'm like, yo, listen, we have no place to put our dollar. Like, a Arab can send his dollar to pick a country.
Yeah.
Iraq, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You pick a country. I don't care. India. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even Guatemala. They can send it to Guatemala.
South America, Mexico. You know what I mean? They all got a place to send their dollar. We have no place to send our dollar to. So therefore, any infrastructure that is looked upon, don't look at it like, in a sense where, yo, he don't got it. Because at the end of the day, he's just trying to survive like you're trying to survive. Your daddy didn't have it. Your daddy's not allowed to have it. You have no place to send your dollar, and you have no backing of a country. This America's the whatever. Since you're a teacher, you're so called smart and shit like that, and I guess whatever. You're a secretary, but you're assistant principal. She said the other girl said she was assistant principal, and I said that just means you're a secretary to me because whatever, right? So, and I had to explain to these people. I'm like, yo, you would never win.
It's funny you say that, right? Because you think teacher, teaching. So if they were talking about broke ass motherfuckers, broke ass niggas, like. Then instead of tearing them down, why not, talk to them as like, okay, this is what's happening. What I see happening with you, like, let's just say they're bad at managing money. You're bad at managing money, or they only have a job that ain't paying nothing. Like, okay, maybe you need to pick up a second job, but and try to inspire, whoever you're dealing with to help them to become a better person, like, help them to be better. I mean, I don't care how much it pisses me off, and we don't all been there with individuals and have tried to help us, to get ahead and stuff. But I feel like if you're to that point, like, don't bash. I feel like us as a community, black community, we shouldn't bash one another. We should help one another, and to help each other, rise up and be successful. Like, don't tear me down. Don't tell me I ain't shit because they say
you're teaching
they say
the 8th grade. You're teaching anything. Yo, why can't you just say, hey, yo, you know what? I'm going to run through this curriculum real quick. And because I got on her shit. I said, yo, why can't you run through the curriculum real quick? Because, let's be honest, lady, is Baltimore. They don't got the greatest education in the motherfucking world. So don't act like just because you're a teacher in Baltimore, you're the shit. Why can't you just say, yo, you know what? I'm going to teach her this. And for the last 15 minutes, every motherfucking day, y'all motherfucker walk in here, I'm going to teach you about assets and liabilities. Because you don't know it.
But it's the one thing, though, they don't have it in the curriculum form. I think that should be something mandatory in schools. Like, you should teach kids how to manage money, teach them how to invest money. Like, there's a lot they should teach. Well, accounting's in there, but I think more so investing and learning the value of a dollar. I feel like that should be the absolute must in school that they should implement.
But you know what's funny?
And building credit.
You know,
that's another one too.
What's it? The average black man makes what, 40?
40 something.
42? The average white man makes what, 60?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking at his house and, you know, not this house, but like looking at the houses in the black city. I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, you know what? Technically, you should have more money to play with than him, because his cost of living should be higher.
His cost of living is higher.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and it's like, but like, if you think outside the new car situation, you know what I mean? To say that you're winning. If you think outside of that, you know what I mean? Minus, like me personally, minus the fact that I pay rent and everything else I own. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You know, I won't lease nothing. You know what I mean?
Nah. Yeah.
And I get it. The world runs on credit, but when black people was at its strongest, they didn't need it. They owned their homes.
Well, you know, it's a crazy thing because you go back to Black Wall Street, right? Uh-huh. Like, the people who own banks and stuff, like, the white people were coming to them asking them for loans because they needed money loaned out to them because they needed credit to purchase.
Do you know how many Black Wall Streets there was in history?
It was about 5 Black Wall Streets.
It was about 31. 31. And I'm sitting there like, yo, wait, what? Wait, so they just, oh yeah, he got trespassing fine, this and that. Or, you know, this city was to thrive, and they came up with their own water, whatever. So, you know, they tore it down. They killed them all, tore it down, and put a lake over it. You know what I mean? And so you know, you're not allowed to have nothing. You know, no disrespect. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, you know, back then, you know what I mean? So you gotta look at what that did. 2, I tell people, and I told her, I said, yo, I don't think no longer we're the minority. We just look at ourselves like the minority. Does that make sense? Yeah. You know what I mean? We're not the minority unless we're going to a job that pays $75,000 or more. Any job that pays $45,000, there's nothing but minorities in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? $45,000 or less, it's like, hey, yo, you know, y'all can have this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I learned that in other cultures, you know what I mean? I look at our culture and I say, hey, yo, we kick our kids out too early. You know what I mean? We don't take advantage of grants that's available to us. You know what I mean? But at the same time, how do we know about these grants?
But the thing is, do the schools let you know about these grants? That's the thing. Like, do these guidance counselors actually guide? Do they pick and choose who they want to guide? Like, do they have resources? Do they have these colleges coming into the schools and talking to them like on, I mean, I don't know, career day, college day and shit, say, okay, these are the scholarships that are available to you. Do you have these kids going to the schools, like the colleges and stuff, that actually visit them to see what their options are? Because they're out there. But again, it all comes back to education, research and stuff. And then, you know, especially, you know, with predominantly white schools and stuff, you know, black kids who want to get into those type schools, it's 9 times out of 10 they don't know what resources are out there. Typically those white schools aren't going to come out to the projects for one. Let's just say if you have a straight A student, but they don't. Some people really don't know, even as resourceful as this world is today. Some people might not know, like guidance counselors and stuff, what avenues to take for them to get certain scholarships and shit.
Yo. I play chess. Okay.
I want to learn how to play chess. Like I was on YouTube looking at something today about chess masters and shit, and that's something that I actually want to learn.
And I learned a lot because I played chess, and I played chess with this Jewish dude when I was locked up when I first went to the class when I was in Outlook. Right? I want to say this right. As far as like us, you know what I mean, as people, I feel like there's a we have to like really tap in, you know what I mean, and let me break that down. I feel like, I look at the Mexicans that own the $500,000 houses. Well, 6 of their families.
Yeah, they got.
And at first, they had I had this whole house to my motherfucking self.
Yeah.
If I was Mexican, I'd be sharing this shit with 6 other motherfuckers. You know what I mean? 6 other families.
Well, my brother lives in Dover. He has a family that lives right across from 6 families that live in there. No motherfucking lie. I said, ain't no way in hell. I understand. That's probably how they save a lot of money and stuff too, especially with rent and mortgage and stuff. But I couldn't do it.
You couldn't. See, and I feel like that's our block, because like imagine if once we all turn 18, we say, hey yo, mama, we're going to stay here when we turn 18. We're going to work and we're going to pay off your house. Hey mama, we're going to stay here until we're 18, until we're 20, 24, 25, because we're men. And we got to learn the game. We got to get the ups and downs through women. So if we get a chick pregnant, she going to come in here with us too. Mama, whether it's the small house or the big house, it doesn't matter. But let's just say it's a small house. Mama, we want to stay here until we can buy each one of your kids, until each one of your kids have their own personal house. That's their recipe. They combine in their dollar. We don't do that. Think about it. We are known as
no. When you get 18, you grown, you on young.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know what? I could, and it's funny. I watched the Facebook meme where a girl was criticizing a guy for having a mattress, a PlayStation, and a TV. You know what I mean? And a crate to sit on. And she said like, yo, you expect me to this nigga expects me to give him pussy and this motherfucker. So like, I want like and I wanted to comment so bad like, yo, listen lady, I know the people that have the $400, the $500, $600,000 houses. I'm gonna tell you something. Their wives, they gave them their pussy in that motherfucker while they was working. And working, and kept working and working and working. Ain't this guy's 50 years old still playing video games. They're still making over $80,000. All they do is work and play video games and enjoy their wife when they can. I wanted to tell her that. I wanted to type that in, and I'm just like, you know what? It's not.
Yeah, it's what
because it's like you do not understand that the nothing from something situation. And I know this girl because she posted that meme and everything, and I'm just like, wait, your mom was getting, you're my age. Your mom was getting government cheese. Your mom was waiting in line for the free turkeys. You know what I mean? Your mom was doing this. Your mom was doing that. At what point do you say, yo, I'm too good for this? Instead of saying, yo, you know what? And your mom's doing okay in life now. You know what I mean? After doing all the years of government cheese and whatever, her and her husband, they're doing okay in life. And now you expect like, yo, it right away. And it's just like people that got it. I tell women, it takes a lot for a man to commit once he reaches a certain level. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. To reach a certain level. But like, but as a family structure, you know what I mean? Like how do you look at that and say, hey yo, we gotta come from nothing. So you don't have no kids, I don't have no kids. So we can say, hey yo, you know what? You can hit me up and say, Frank, yo, going to Florida next week. Like, I might say, hey, yo, give me 2 weeks and I can go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's different because you know we make a little, we make our pennies a little bit shinier than the next American. You know what I mean? And I can be like, okay, give me 2 weeks and I can go with you. And, you know, whatever. You know, but like, you know, it's, I don't know. There's a part of me that's confused about that. You know what I mean? But it which makes me ask. You know what I mean? Like you said, you used to do detailing and everything, and so you look at your life right now. You know, okay, I'm running this part of this company, whatever. Is there a part of you that still wants to run his own business?
Of course. I think about it every single day. I tell my family, I tell everybody, I said I would love to have my own business again one day. To what extent, I don't know. I thought about non-profit. I thought about for-profit. You know, I mainly, you know, want to help people who just got out of, you know, incarceration and stuff, and, you know, are struggling with, you know, trying to find a career and stuff. So I've just been thinking about ways where I can help with that. I thought about the detailing thing. Is just so much stuff. Detailing has evolved since I was doing it back in 2013, I believe. But
that's when I came home.
Huh?
That's when I came home.
So I just feel like with that, it's just so manual labor driven that I don't know if I would enjoy it like that. But I know I love doing stuff with helping people. You know, I don't know if that would be like a motivational speaker, like to what extent, but I definitely, you know, want to own my own business again one day. Hell, I tell the missus all the time, I said, why don't you just find something in higher education where you can make $200K so I can just stop working and then I can focus on my business. And then she'll start laughing, time out, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm dead ass fucking serious. Like, you know, you get to a point in your life where, you know, you look at your career and stuff, and, you know, don't get me wrong, I'll never take away, you know, I always learn something in every, you know, career path I've been in, but I'm definitely fortunate for this, you know, career that I'm in now. But, you know, long term, you know, I definitely, being your own boss is something that's definitely rewarding and fulfilling, because I see my sister do it. She's had her own business for 20 years, and it really started to flourish like 3 or 4 years ago. But, you know, I see the struggles, I see the frustrations, I see the fulfillment and the rewards that she gets from it all in one too. And I was just like, damn, I want that again one day. And, you know, I was talking earlier, you know, when we were talking, fear is holding me back from doing a lot of things. I could write down a ton of shit that fear is holding me back from. And, you know, I get told all the time that, you know, again, about me being complacent, stop letting my past, you know, dictate my future and stuff, because that's what it all boils down to.
And I feel like, you know,
it's a mental warfare game.
With your past dictating your future, you're like not really honoring your past to say, hey, yo, I did this. Now, and I took these hits in life. I could do anything. And you know what? That's where it gets lost in translation for me at times. Like, you know, certain people know what the fuck what the scenario. I ain't gonna fucking talk about it and shit. But out of everything that I've been through, I could do any fucking thing. You know, and the way that I feel hard as a bitch and still struggling, you know, and still suffering from what I did 15 years ago. I'm still suffering from that shit. But at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, when somebody that I met, who's still a good friend of mine, told me straight up, one day she told me, she said, let your past dictate your future in a good, positive light. She said it should. She said you should use what you did as a learning experience. Don't use it as a gift to give to others who have been in the same scenario as you. Absolutely. And, you know, have it in a positive light. So I get lost in translation because, like I said, sometimes my mind plays the mental warfare on me, and I think that's your mind playing with you is the worst kind of manipulation I think there is. Okay.
Because you know, you could think one thing, but then when you get to yourself, sometimes thinking by yourself is a bad thing, because your mind can be like, nah, you can't do this. You did this all those years ago. That shit's gonna fucking catch back up to you. So no, just fucking give up. Fuck it. Just stay complacent like you are now.
You know what? I would agree with that, because I was battling, you know, my new journey that I'm about to go on. I don't want to really talk about it.
Right.
But like, I was really battling about letting things go and shit like that, and I'm like, yo, I have so much, you know, this and that. And I'm gonna be honest, it was a hug that made me, just a hug.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you know what? Fuck this shit. There's so much more out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like so much more. You know what I mean? And it's like, how you going to define your soul? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and like, you know, and this is another reason why I would never like try to like, and maybe it's a personal block in me, but me knowing what I know now, I look at the times where I was working hard for nothing.
Yeah.
And I'll say, yo, you know, and I couldn't inspire somebody to work hard for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, hey, man, and COVID woke a lot of people's eyes for that shit. But like, me personally, I looked at it like, yo, there's a whole other side of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, and it really, how do you, if the goal is success, then fine, cool, great. But how do you define your success? Is your success going to be built on the labors of your hand, or is the success going to be off the words you inspire? Is the success going to be through your financial?
It all depends on how individuals as themselves define success. Me, I define success by seeing others succeed, like who have been, let's just say, I've mentored, or you know, I've been leaders and they've worked under me and stuff. Like, that's how I define my success.
Okay.
Even though, you know, a lot of people tell me, you know, especially after everything that I've gone through, they tell me that, you know, I should be happy at how successful I've been and stuff. But I honestly don't even look at it like that.
Okay. Ooh, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
This is the most important question. Have you ever seen somebody you looked up to, right? Had a conversation with them, and he said, I wish I was you.
I never said I wish I was you.
No. They said that to you.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is inside of me?
Yo, for real. I've had a ton of people tell me that. I'm just like, why in the I'm gonna go Tommy Egan Power. Why in the fuck would you want to be me?
Yeah.
But like if you tell people your stories, like and everything that you endured and stuff, and have you bounce back from that, because it's a true inspiration, man. It's just like, it's a true story, a testament. That's the word I was looking for. It's a true testament, and then it's so cliche that they say it's not about how you fall, but how you get back up.
Absolutely.
And it sounds so juvenile, but it's so fucking true, because some people can hit the rock bottom and they use that as an excuse not to push forward. And me being the person that I am, I just never knew how to fail. And like, even when, and you know, it's so funny, I can talk freely now. Like when I was incarcerated and stuff, like the whole time I wasn't thinking that my life is over. The whole fucking time I'm thinking, how in the fuck am I gonna bounce back from this? And I always said it, I'm gonna fucking do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna fucking do it. And it took me 5 years. And it just came from, honestly, it came from having a good support system. It came from having a good PO. Because I ain't gonna lie, some people have probation officers who don't do shit for them. But mine, I actually consider him, 2 of them, I actually considered them to be good friends, because they actually wanted to see me succeed and wanted to see me do well. Because the minute that they saw they had my paperwork and shit, they were like, look, You do what you're supposed to do. You give us 2 years, we'll get you off. And they live by their word. And loyal, I was forever grateful, and I was forever loyal to them because they gave me their word that they did what they said that they were gonna fucking do.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, hey, man, look, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Man, I think about myself and I was in that place.
Yeah.
And I had nothing.
Yeah.
I had everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could, like, minus a good woman.
Yeah.
I had everything. I had so much. I learned so much. I had so much support that it was crazy. Even in times I gave up on myself.
Yeah.
It was like, no, man, I remember, I lie to you not. Even when it came to me working on my body, right? And, you know, you do 2 pull-ups and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do another 2, this and that, this and that. When them dudes, no, you got 5 in you. You got 5 in you. You got 10 in. And then when you finally reach that level where you could keep up with them, and then you's like, yo, there's that other level. It's like, yo, I could do more pull-ups than you. You know what I mean? And everything. Now you might be able to do this more than me, but I can do more pull-ups. Then there's a. I hate this. I don't know how to say this because I had a friend that was, and she was explaining to me about her son, and I said, yo, you kind of want your son to suffer as much as possible.
What the?
I said,
talk to me about that, Frank.
Yo, I was like, yo, listen. I wish, you know, I wish I had a good man in my life. And I said, yo, you don't. She said, what you mean? Because you oh, poor baby. I said, you see, if I was there, if we was together, and I wasn't part of this transition that I'm about to do on, and I looked at you like, say, hey, I'm gonna be honest, lady. You want your son to suffer as much as possible. See, I will want him to suffer and deal with it. Not a girl, but a man, and guide him on how to deal with it. Because so many people. I said, I'm sorry, man. I look at your brother, and he's a bitch ass nigga. I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. I said, I've been drinking for like 3 days straight, so I apologize. But like, yo, I look at your brother. Excuse me. I look at your brother, and I say, yo, that broke him. That right there. And you keep sending your son over there, and your son keeps leaving. You know why? Because your son got a level of, lack of a better word, darkness in him, and he's looking for guidance. Yeah. And if he can't find guidance, that's why
he's going to go to the wrong.
He's going to rip and run the streets.
He's going to go to the streets.
I said, and then I was like, okay, your brother got money, so what? But look what broke him. Yeah. Look what broke, like I would laugh at that if I was in this situation. You know what I mean? That means you got the situation too easily. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, I would laugh at that if I was in that situation. You know what I mean? And not to say he's doing better than me or I'm doing better than him, but I'm just saying, yo, that won't bless you. That won't be the level that breaks me. You know what I mean? Not that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hey, ask your son. You know what I mean? So I said, yo, you know what, man? Fuck it. I said, I'm gonna give you a jewel. Look your son in the eye. Ask your son, how's he gonna make your life better if he really loves you? Then watch. Then watch. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, well, I don't have him yet. You know, then watch. You know what I mean? To me, it's very important on how we guide the youth. Like you said,
very much.
You said you was naive. Yeah. You look at them now and you say, hey, I was naive because I give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. I'm that same way. Yeah. And I said, yo, you know what? The day I stopped giving people, and I meant to say something, but you had that flow when you was on that show. He was doing that show.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah. So I was like, yo, listen, the day I stopped giving you the benefit of the doubt is
the
day,
way you need to worry.
Yeah, is the day that I gave up on hope.
Yeah, exactly.
And the day I give up on hope is the day that I don't. It's not worth living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I can give you the benefit of the doubt, 9 years in prison, fucking a whole year in a fucking hole.
Yeah.
You know, broken foot, and it's like I'm writing Warden every day. Hey, you better apologize to me for you know what I mean. You better tell your CEOs to apologize for to the point to that level, and you can't. And you can't. You mean to tell me this level breaks this dude? You serious?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, like, come on. Where's the part where it's like, yo, you know what? Who's the part, like, you know, even when I was young and the women around me that was raising me, like, oh well, you're black, you gotta have to deal with it and move on. What you gonna do? Stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, stop trying to understand the pain. Like, yo, tell him to figure it out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
is that too?
No, but no, like,
because I might be wrong.
You have to get to a point where you have to figure it out, because you keep running from it.
Mm-hmm.
You're never gonna come to a resolution. Like, you're gonna always keep doing the same shit. People tell me all the time to stop running, from shit. Just face the shit.
Can I ask you a question before you go into that? Because I look at that and I say, hey, because, you know, people's telling me I'm running, and I say, yo, what do I owe? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like? Hold, am I running, or I just don't owe you nothing, and you want to shackle me with very little to offer? Does that make sense?
You have to elaborate. Well, what are you running from?
Yeah, that's what. No, because people's perspective would be like, oh, well, Calvin, you're always running around. You're always running. You're always here. You're never settling down. But then it's like, well, you know, life is for the living. You know what I mean? I'm Calvin. You know, I went from nothing to something. Lost everything. Went from nothing to something. Can I enjoy my life?
Yeah.
And if you want me to settle down, can you present something so great that it makes me?
But I think you have to look at it too, especially if you're involved with someone, how it affects them. Ooh. Now, if it affects them, then yeah, you're gonna have to look at yourself and like, okay, I need to get my ass in gear, because it's affecting, let's just say, my relationship with someone, or you could be like my business relationship with someone, just affecting someone. Like I said one time before, you have to think about others that shit is affecting. Mm-hmm. Because I remember a week right before I came home, one of my basketball players' moms had wrote me a letter and told me how selfish I was and how I didn't think about everybody else and how I only thought about myself. And that shit really hit me. I was like, damn, what I did was fucking selfish. Like, I didn't think about, and I didn't realize how much, you know, those basketball players looked up to me and how I let them down and how I failed them. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, and don't get me wrong, I still have my selfishness about me and stuff now. But that's when I realized that I gotta, you know, before I make a decision, I gotta make sure, I gotta think about all the others who are affected by my decision and what the outcome is gonna be.
But how do you save the drowning?
Huh?
How do you save the drowning? Like you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, you know, like let's just say there's this chick that says, hey, like, you know, Calvin, you know, you say, hey, yo, you know what? I'm ready to go to Dubai. I'm ready to go here. I'm ready to go this. I'm ready to do all these things with your Cal. I'm ready to do all these things with this girl, right? And this girl says, yo, or you know, even a business partner. Hey, yo, we got a meeting in China about, you know, because they want to ship straight to our warehouse. At what point do you look at your partners and say, hey, yo, you know what do I owe? You know, because, like, you know, I try to, like, really, I try to really try to analyze that. Like, what do I owe? You know what I mean? And, like, you know, hey, okay, I want to do this business meeting in China. China wants to do this business with me. But it's like, yo, what you don't represent the company in a way that wants China to.
But that's when you gotta look at it. Like, you gotta look at yourself and be like, what do you want? What are your goals? What are you looking forward to gain? Let's just say from this meeting in China. Mm-hmm. Now, if somebody on your business team isn't fulfilling their duties and obligations to help you, land something in China, then you're gonna have to look back at them and see if they're even a good fit for the company anymore. Because at the end of the day, you have to do what you feel is best for you and your well-being. And you see if somebody is holding you back, then you got to come to a decision to make. Do I keep on associating myself with this person, or do I let them go? Like, you got to think, is it a bit more so a business decision? Is it a personal decision? Or is it one of them?
Is it's personal? Well, I guess because you're. See, to me, it's like, yo, listen, man. If you don't do this job, I'm gonna do it my motherfucking self. So, but you're a white collar, so you gotta convince everybody to make sure that this job gets done. Right. So, like, I don't understand that language. You know what I mean? And
I guess I wasn't even thinking about how I was talking. That's exactly how I'm fucking talking.
Like, cause to me, I'm like, yo, listen, man. At the end of the day, like, if there is a leak in a thing, and it's like, yo, hey, and you're a white collar worker, it's like, yo, listen, man, I gotta call the insurance company, then call the plumber.
Yeah.
And see which plumbers I can work with. If there's a leak over here, I have to say, yo, you know what, man, fuck this shit. I have to drive my black ass to Lowe's fuck now. While I got shelter water, drive my black ass to Lowe's.
Yeah.
Not black ass, but you know what I'm saying.
You can say black ass. It's okay.
Drive myself to Lowe's. Hurry up. Just to fix the problem, and I look at the and don't get me wrong, the leak's taken care of, and it's more work on me, but it's less. But you're I look at white collar workers, white collar people, you know what I mean, as more calculating. You know what I mean? Like, not smarter, but just calculating. Like, hey, you know what? Why do I have to do this when I pay for the insurance?
Yeah, that's how I would think.
And it's the insurance person's job and everything. Before I accidentally hit a button. But definitely, I just but for me, well, I think we went left. I think we went left. Yeah.
But yeah, man, shit. But yeah, man, it's you still recording? Okay. Shit. But yeah, man, it's just life and decisions, boy. Life and decisions.
Yeah.
So.
And I feel bad for people because I really don't know what to tell them to move on.
But the thing is, they have to figure it out for themselves. You can tell a person a million things till your face turn yellow, but at the end of the day, people have to figure out what they want to do for themselves. It's just like with raising kids. You can teach them all the right things to do, but eventually, they have to let them stray from the nest, and they have to figure it out on their own. So all you can do is keep your fingers crossed and, pray that everything that you taught them, they adhere to it and use it in their everyday life scenarios. Because one thing you're gonna realize, you can't always be there to save them. Because they got to figure, they have to make mistakes on their own and learn from them. Because I always felt like if we lived in a perfect world where people didn't make mistakes and shit, we would live in a boring world. Because you'll never learn and grow from anything. Because you're always doing shit the right way.
Absolutely.
So, and don't get me wrong, with my situation, it made me learn how arrogant, cocky, and egotistical I was, but it also made me realize how trusting I was in the people. Because when I got in trouble, shit, I lost a lot of people who, quote unquote, I thought were my friends. So I realized who my real friends were and who weren't my real friends. So honestly, that was a positive that came from the scenario.
I'm battling that now. Like that's the part where it's just like, yo, oh shit, who am I sharing my success with?
Yeah.
Cause like, you know, there's certain people I was trying to hammer on. Like, yo, you gotta get on this page, yo.
Yeah.
You gotta get, you listen, because I can't relate to these type of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's just like me, because you know, me being, my experiences in life said, hey, yo, I can't relate to these type of people.
Yeah.
But I'm here, and it's like, I see part two. Part two is like, oh shit, we can flip, triple flip, quadruple flip. Who do you share your success with? You know what I mean? How do you get these people to get on the same page? And it's like, you know, it's, I do that. I was locked up there. He said, yo, so you know what, man? He said, listen, I don't care what you become in life. Just have a beer with me, you know? I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
He said, I'm already fucked up. I'm fucked up. He said, you're fucked up too, but it's like you, for some reason, you keep on going up these steps. You got a chance.
I am. Shit. I keep on. And look, and still looking to try to go up the steps.
Yeah, and it's like, I tell people all the time, man, that summer where I was on that overtime suspension, I said, I done bought a boat. I started going fishing. I went to theme parks again. I forgot how to live life.
Yeah.
I forgot that part. You know what I mean? Man, the reason why my backyard's like that is because I was like, yo, you know what? I don't like the way this backyard is looking. But it's like all of a sudden it's like, yo, okay, now we'll watch a movie nights and shit, because I had time to take that perspective in life. So I always look at that situation not as a situation like, yo, damn, that's a fucked up situation, because it turned into probably the biggest blessing.
Right.
Whatever, because I would never enjoy it. Like, you leave later tonight, I'm gonna watch some movies outside. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, so like, how are we living life and shit like that? But I don't know. It's that my confusion in life right now is like, the people I want to come with me, they ain't built to come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's that part where it's just like, because I feel like, you know, there's a part in your life where you felt like, hey, yo, you know what, I gotta switch up this hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, you used to be a blue collar worker. I gotta switch up this hustle to elevate my personal self. And it's like, damn, like, you know, for lack of a better name, damn, James.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, listen, read this motherfucking book. Yo, so it can teach you, so we can be on the same page. But James is like, yo, you know what, man? Cal, you do
James, you just gotta cut James loose. You already see he's holding you back. So, you know, like I said, you get to a point where people are gonna either go on the journey with you, or you're gonna have to cut them loose because they holding you back. So,
do you think that? Because like I can't let go, me personally. And my boy said that to me. It was like the greatest joy in my heart, because it's like, yo, thank you, I could be a millionaire. And it's like, you know, it's like, yo, because it's like, yo, dog, I'm not doing that shit. I can't even think like that. I don't even want to think like that. But you're able to think like that.
yeah.
Just have a beer with me once in a blue.
Yeah.
That's all I ask. I can't ask you for nothing more than friendship.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And I truly, because like, you know, part two is, oh, he thinks he's too good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's, you know.
And that's not even that. It's not that you think you're too good. You're growing. You're becoming a better person. Mm-hmm. And like, some people who get caught behind, they don't know how to, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, they don't know how to elevate themselves. Yeah. So they see someone who is trying to elevate themselves of the, oh, you're too good to hang with us now, or you're too good for this. And it ain't that at all. It's just you're becoming a better person. You want more out of life. Like, you don't want to be that, you just don't want to be that stagnant individual. Like, you have new experiences and stuff. And you like, Either you want to come on this journey with me, or I'm gonna leave you behind. I'm not the same person. I'm not the different. I'm still that same person. I just evolved into a better person, and that's what people. I think that's what a lot of jealousy comes from.
And I feel like one person they hit me. They said one person, she was like pretty much like, you lost your soul, alright? And I was like, whoa. She's like, no, I'm gonna tell you something, yo. When you was here, and I felt like she was in a caliber to say this, because when I was there, she was above the caliber of what I'm supposed to be dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you know, hey, this level's to the shit, and I'm just on this level, and she's on that level, and she's like, yo, I'm telling you, whatever you're doing, I don't like, because, you know, whatever. And it's like, you're becoming a monster. And I'm like, yo, why does it have to be a monster? You know what I mean? Why can't it be just like a level of manifestation that, like, a level of manifestation and shit. And if I have to become a monster, right? Why can't you still love me? Because and realize they're like, yo, this world is you know what I mean? This world is like, yo, you really have to take it and say, hey, yo, you know what? You either want to be a have or a have not. Does that make sense? I don't want to. Well, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be a have or a have not. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with either side you choose, but like sometimes the people that's trying to have so much more is not trying to have it just for themselves. They're just trying to have it for other people as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm a firm believer of, if a dream's just about you, then that dream ain't worth living. If a dream is about more than you, like, you know, a bloodline, a family, a bunch of friends that you look like family, that you call family, then it's prosperous. Go for it, shoot for it. You know what I mean? And everything. You know, so I don't know, but like I got a lot of things to take care of. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you're a busy man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
but I definitely appreciate us doing this again. And you know, when you make that transition, I'll definitely be ready to do another show with you, my
absolutely, man. Listen, man. You're one of the first people. Once I'm settled, I'll be hitting.
Hey, look! Once I get my podcast going, you best better believe too. You're gonna be one of my guests too.
You know, look out for him. You know what I mean? Look out for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'd rather have the questions. I feel like this too. So I watched a lot of YouTube. You know what I mean? Before I started podcasting, I feel like let's ask the questions that make people, or ask me the questions. I ask you the questions that make people say, "Oh shit." You know, we can't just give general answers and general answers. Oh, well, just find God. Oh, you know. Oh, well, you know what? Don't listen to rap music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get to the meat of it, to the point where if there is a viewer who's looking for some type of inspiration, he can say he can decipher and say, yo, listen, what am I going on before I go on this journey? You know, we all got mountains to climb in life and everything.
Right.
But
yeah, man.
It's an honor.
Oh yeah, as always, my man.
Please say goodbye to it.
I'll catch y'all next time.